What's going on? It's your boy Kris Avalon, and welcome to another brand new, exciting episode of On the Line, where I come at you with the latest in pop culture and entertainment news. Some of the topics we're going to be getting into is going to be quick, but the one main ones we're going to be getting into, we're going to talk about Snoop Dogg and his whole commentary on the whole WAP song. And I have some things to say on that. He's actually clapped back at everybody was clapping back at him over his comments. Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy has come out as bisexual. I want to get into that and talk about um, the fact that if they were to incorporate this into the MCU, would someone like Chris Pratt, who is known in his private life to have quite the view, well, he's uber religious and he's very much into God, and the church that he goes to is all about condemning homosexuality. Would he be down to play the role as bisexual if they would incorporate that in the MCU? And also, one of the big stories that came out last night, but I'm talking about it today, Tom Cruise was caught on audio blasting his crew for basically not following COVID-19 protocols. But before we get into that, I want to get into a couple of quick topics I want to get off my chest. Um, so there is a mini series, I guess we can call it, a limited series of Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee. So apparently Hulu has greenlit this series, and there's going to be about 8 episodes, and they have the actors who are going to be playing Pam and Tommy. Now, apparently it's none other than Lily James and Sebastian Stan. When I first heard this, I was like, what? I can't see it. I like Sebastian Stan. I love him because he's in Winter Soldier and he played the gay son of Sigourney Weaver in that short-lived series, Political Animals, that was on USA. I actually liked that show, but didn't last. Lasted 1 season. So apparently Rob Siegel is going to serve as writer. That, like I said, the series is going to be consist of 8 episodes, and Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg are going to produce. Now, in case some of you aren't aware, the project is set to, according to Variety, it's going to delve into the tumultuous relationship between the rock star and the model actress, including the infamous incident in which their honeymoon sex tape was stolen and leaked to the public. So yes, before there was a Kim Kardashian, before there was a Paris Hilton, there was the Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee sex tape, which was quite interesting, and it also showed Tommy was not lacking in the meat and potatoes department. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with this. I personally cannot see Sebastian Stan and Pam Anderson, well, Sebastian Stan and Lily James as Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee, but I'm sure once they drag them up, they're in full, rock star geesh, we'll see if it all works out. But right now, based off of how they look in their own personal lives, I can't see it. And Lily James, she starred in Baby Driver and Downton Abbey and all this stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how that all works out. So good luck to them. Another story I want to get into is Lady Gaga. So, this Chromatica era, I like the album. I like the fact that she returned to her dance pop roots. That's pretty much what the fans wanted. They were like, okay, well, we love when you did, you went off and you did Cheek to Cheek and you did Joanne, and then you did all the little, you went left and started going into rock and trying to deviate away from the dance music. But your fans wanted you to get back to the choreography, the over-the-top costumes, the electro pop songs, the Euro dance, all of that stuff. That's what we love Lady Gaga for. But it felt like she was kind of trying to deviate away from that because there's this, in America, there's this attitude that if you do dance music, that you're not a musician. That is basically you're just in the studio when they got all these people making music. But dance music, I just don't like the shade that comes with the way that people treat dance music or Europop or pop music in general. There's a lot of creativity. Child, that ain't Gaga. That's Drag Race, bitch. But anyway, what's the Gaga, bitch? What's the T? But anyway, I'm glad that she returned back to her roots with Chromatica. The problem that I have with the Chromatica era is the rollout, the way that she and her team have handled this. Now, you look at people like Kylie Minogue, Dua Lipa, they have found a way through this pandemic to promote this album. They've done virtual concerts. They've appeared on numerous talk shows to promote their songs. But I feel like Gaga has dropped the ball, and the only thing she's really done was the MTV Video Music Awards. And to me, that's not enough. It's a good record. I mean, in my opinion, it's not as good as her debut and the Fame Monster. The Fame Monster I love more. That's like one of my favorite, even though it's an EP. Well, it's not really an EP. It's 8 tracks. EPs are less than 8. So technically it's a album. It's a sequel to the original album. So the Fame Monster is actually my favorite record of Gaga's. And I do love Born This Way. However, I just wish that her team would do a lot better in promoting this. But from what I heard, that she is teasing a single rollout. And the next single that she's set to come out with is Sour Candy with Blackpink. Now, of course, that's a smart move because Blackpink are pretty much the biggest girl group, Korean girl group on the planet at the moment. So it's kind of smart to do that, especially like, she had Rain on Me, which did really well. 911, love the video, but I don't even think that the song did really well on the charts. If it did, let me know in the comments, because I don't sit and stalk the record charts like a lot of these people do these days. Like, to me, I just feel like the Billboard chart, all that stuff is not what it used to be anyway. So, according to That Grape Juice, it says on social media, the singer ignited speculation by posting a snap below with lyrics from the track, a practice observant supporters have noticed to be a trend ahead of a song receiving the all-out treatment from the star. So yeah, on her Instagram, she pretty much posted, "Sour candy so sweet, then I get a little angry." And she did that with her last single too, when she pretty much hinted at 911 being released before it actually was released. So as it's fueling speculation, the more is the timing of Gaga's partnership with Oreo, which sees her introduce a number of unique, colorful flavors, sour candy tie-in. So who knows, maybe getting sour candy, or she might be using this when the video comes out to promote her line of cookies, which is probably going to be pretty colorful. I haven't had the cookies yet. I haven't seen them in the stores, so I don't know. But when they do come out, I will definitely try them out and see how they taste. Sour candy has peaked at number 34 in the Hot 100, so it says that here. So we'll see that. I also hope that she releases Alice as a single too, because I absolutely love that song. I love the 90s house vibe of that song, and I think that it should be chosen as a single sometime in the future. And I do hope, because, yes, we're getting this, the rollout of the vaccine is happening, and we're not going to probably see a turnaround until fall of next year. What I'm hoping is that she uses this opportunity to promote this album, not just through tie-ins with endorsements, because to me that feels a little capitalistic, but to really take this time and put together maybe a virtual concert or something. That's something I would love to see. Look, Justin Bieber is about to do a damn virtual concert. So there's no excuse. I want to see over the topness. I want to see costumes. I want to see extravaganza. I want to see Gaga put on a concert. So I really feel like she needs to take this opportunity. I mean, you can't say like, "Oh, you're copying," because everybody has to do this at this point until live concerts happen. And I definitely love to see how she puts together this concert when it actually you can be in a room and see a concert. But for now, I would like to see her come out with something really cool and creative to fully extend and promote this record. So good luck to you, Miss Gaga. I'll be watching. So another story I want to get into is the Whitney Houston biopic. We have someone, or they pretty much have secured the actor who's going to be playing Whitney. So according to Hollywood Reporter, British actress Naomi Ackie, who was best known for her role in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, has landed a worldwide search that spanned a year. Now, I hated Rise of Skywalker, so I don't even remember who the hell she is in that damn movie, or if there was even any Black people in that movie. So I couldn't tell you. Maybe some of my friends who actually watched, Rise of Skywalker. Oh, child, Winty. Sorry. Can I get a Whitney? I'm actually looking forward to. I'm curious to see this. I'm sure they could secure the rights to the music. there's a lot of really good biopics that's coming out this year that I'm really excited to see. I'm excited to see the Whitney Williams biopic. Really excited to see the Madonna biopic once they get that up and running. I know she's still probably working on that script with Diablo Cody. And I'm also looking forward to the Mariah biopic, which she's been mentioning a lot in the media as of late. So these and the Whitney Houston one, I'm looking forward to it. But if we're going to do a biopic, I don't want it to be one-sided. I don't want it to be biased, which usually a lot of these biopics tend to be a little biased. But I'm hoping that I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Like, but if we're going to do a biopic, I want warts and all. Like, I want to see the cocaine. I want to see the tumultuous relationship between her and Bobby Brown. I want to see all of that. Like, I want a full-on messy ass thing. I'm just like, let's celebrate the music. I mean, child, if I want to celebrate Whitney's music, I just put the damn CDs on. Well, at this point, who uses CDs? We pretty much just like have iTunes and Apple Music and Spotify, so I can just stream it. But to be honest, I'm not really, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing this, but if you're going to do a biopic, I don't want some boring ass, glossy, Disney-fied Bohemian Rhapsody type of biopic. So, with that being said, good luck to Miss Thing. It says director Stella Meggy, who is directing it, said in a statement, "We spent the better part of the last year in an exhaustive search for an actress who could embody Whitney Houston. Naomi Ackie impressed us at every stage of the process. I was moved by her ability to capture the stage presence of a global icon while bringing humanity to her interior life." So it's set to come out around Thanksgiving of 2022, and it's going to be produced by Sony TriStar. And it says it promises an unfiltered look at the life of Houston, one of music's most talented, successful, and headline-grabbing acts of all time. So, and you know, she just entered the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So this is going to be awesome to check out, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I'll hold you to it if it's going to be unfiltered. I'm gonna definitely hold y'all to that promise. Okay, so let's get into this whole Snoop Dogg situation that is occurring. So there's been a lot of talk where, you know, Snoop Dogg had something to say about Cardi B's WAP. Apparently, a lot of these misogynistic ass fucking men all got opinions about a bunch of these female rappers' OPPs when they should be concerned about their own situation. Worry about your kids. Stop cheating on your wife, Auntie Snoop, and worry about what you got going on over here instead of always trying to interject your opinion into women's business. So this is what he said. Let's have some imagination. Let's have some privacy, some intimacy. I just don't want it that fashionable to where young girls, they can express themselves like that without even knowing that that is a jewel that they hold onto until the right person comes around. Child. Now, this is from the same goddamn hypocrite who had women on leashes on the red carpet. I think it was the Source Awards. Let's not forget, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Let's not forget his first album was called Doggy Style. Let's not forget that he hung out with the legendary Don Magic Juan, who was a real life pimp. So Snoop's entire demeanor has centered around pimp culture. Permanent hair, that certain suits and the hats, that's pimp culture. He even did a whole goddamn porno. Remember that? Where he produced and starred and he ain't fucked nobody, but he was in it. You know, so ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Like he's like there's been a lot bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Like a lot of his music has centered around degrading women or being misogynistic in some way. That was back in the day. And you come from the same era as like Little Kim, Foxy Brown, Trina. Like you from the 90s, where a lot of these girls was out here, you know, dipping it and doing it and pussy popping and dropping that kitty down low. They was doing all of that. So I don't understand why now you have a problem. Because you're a woman, because you're a man of a certain age, but you in women shit. So I probably wasn't a misstep what I said. So we love you, Uncle Snoop. You've been very important in regards of hip hop and what you've done in regards to your music stuff. But honey, you just doing a lot of bitch moves, and I'm gonna start calling you Auntie Snoop because you can't mind your damn business. Now, this is what he said. Because Offset went in on him. A lot of people went on him about how hypocritical he was. So he took the Instagram and said, "Stop with the bullshit press. I love Cardi B and Meg. Music, period. Point blank. And they know that I'm in full support of the female MC movement. So stop trying to make me a hater." Now, this is the part where I get confused, or somebody has to point this out to me on what it actually means. He says UFDHB. I got Turner. I don't know. I must be exhausted. Like, I don't have time to be sitting here trying to figure out what these analyses and letters and what that shit stand for. But if y'all know, put me on. I ain't got time to be trying to keep up with a lot of these new phrases or what y'all talking about. And so we wanted to say, now carry on before you get this. LAD, that song six times platinum. Talk about that. Now I'm gonna be frank. I don't particularly like the WAP song. I think it's stupid. I like the chorus. I like the video. The whole marketing behind it is great. Lyrically, it doesn't wow me. I've heard better from other rappers of the female persuasion. So I like it's cute that WAP is getting all this attention and everybody's, it's on the tip of everybody's tongue, but Miss Thing, I just don't care about this song overall. However, people should be allowed to express themselves the way they see fit. Women should be allowed to express themselves. Men be out here all the time talking about pimp culture, drugs, running guns, degrading women. So if y'all could be out here doing the shit that y'all do to make your money, but some of y'all ain't even about that life, then let Cardi do what she do. Let her do the type of music that she wants to do and talk about what the hell she wants to talk about. So, um, yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a short break, and we come back. We're gonna talk about Tom Cruise and the whole berating situation, all that's going on. And then we're going to talk about the whole Star Lord, Guardians of the Galaxy, bisexual situation, and all that good stuff. So don't go away. We'll be right back with more on the line. Hey everybody, welcome back to On the Line. Cute little break, but now we're back, and now I'm ready to serve it to you, bitches. Ready to give you the tea. Okay, so the next topic we're going to get into is about Tom Cruise. Now, he is currently shooting Mission Impossible 7. I believe he's supposed to be shooting 7 and 8 back to back, and it's supposed to, I believe, come out in 2022 or 20. I think probably next year in 2022. Can't remember because they're just moving everything around due to COVID. But he was caught on audio blasting his crew for not following COVID-19 protocols. Now, in case this is a little black backstory, the movie has been shut down twice due to COVID situations. First time was in March. They were, I believe, set to start heading over to Italy to shoot the film. But of course, COVID happened, and all of a sudden, around the world, we had to shut everything down. They resumed shooting in the fall, had to shut down again in October because 12 crew members caught COVID. They just moved shooting in the UK, and now we got people on set doing dumb shit. So here's what he said. He says, "We are the gold standard. They're back here in Hollywood making movies right now because of us, because they believe in us and what we're doing. I'm on the phone with every fucking studio at night, insurance companies, producers, and they're looking at us and using us to make their movies. We are creating thousands of jobs, you motherfuckers. I don't ever want to see it again, ever." He wasn't finished. He says, "You can tell it to the people who are losing their effing homes because our industry is shut down. I'm not going to put food on," he says, "I'm not going to put food on their table or pay for their college education. That's what I sleep with every night. The future of this fucking industry. So I'm sorry, I'm beyond your apologies. I have told you, and now I want it. If you don't do it, you're out. We are not shutting this effing movie down. Is it understood? If I see it again, you're fucking gone." Then he also went and pointed to members of the crew, telling one, "You're going to cost him his job. Am I clear? Do I understand what I want? Do you understand the responsibility that I have? Because I will deal with your reason. And if you can't be reasonable and I can't deal with your logic, you're fired." He went on to say, "That's it. That is it. I trust you guys to be here." Now, at any point, he could have just fired you all for the buffoonery. But people don't realize that, let's separate Tom Cruise's personal life from the movie star. Now, we could sit up in here and talk about the fact that he allegedly hasn't seen Suri since he divorced Katie Holmes. We could talk about the crazy Scientology shit that goes on in LA. I know I have bared witness to the kookiness of Scientology. When you move out to LA, they be trying to get your ass. They tried to get me a couple of times. That foolishness. We could sit and talk about that, but that's a whole nother show. But with him and this whole situation berating his staff, I'm team Tom Cruise, 1000%. The thing that has pissed me off a lot about this year is not about COVID. There's nothing we can do about that until we get the vaccine and everything going. It's people's reaction to this virus. The fact that you don't want to follow simple protocols. You don't want to wear a mask. You don't want to social distance. People can't give up the fact that, I get it, you're depressed and you want to keep doing the things that you do, but you cannot gather in large situations at a risk of your health and everybody else is around you. You can't be on a movie set putting actors' lives at risk and everybody else around you. There are jobs on the line. It's not just people who are starring in this film. You have the catering people. If the film shuts down, catering people out of work. Hair and makeup's out of work. Wardrobe's out of work. The carpenters who build the sets are out of work. So it's not just, the stunt team. A lot of people, like Tom has a lot riding on this. Like he's one of the last big movie stars in the world. And you have to realize this is a lot of money that they're giving with these films. So you shut down a movie for a couple of days, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars you're losing. So now when things get better and you put these movies out, they're banking on a certain box office return to break even because they've constantly had a delay. They've constantly had to lose money. There's a lot of people who are when you come on as a producer and insurance companies, and the fact that, yes, Tom Cruise is also putting his life at risk when he's on these sets playing these parts because he's doing his own stunts. He's the one hanging on the wings of a damn plane, damn near at death's door, because he wants to give you the best experience in IMAX. Because that's why I've seen all the damn Mission Impossible movies in IMAX, because we know when we get a Mission Impossible movie, we're gonna be getting those big stunts. So with him berating you, I don't blame him. And the people like, you can't talk to people. Get the fuck out of here. Grow up. So you can't act like a grown adult in your real life, but when somebody cusses your ass out, all of a sudden, you can't talk to me. I'll talk to you the way the fuck I want. If I was Tom Cruise, I would have said worse. And if he didn't give a shit, he wouldn't have said anything. He'd be like, yeah, just go ahead and do whatever. Let's waste all the money. Let's just go ahead and do stupidness. I wouldn't have said nothing. I would have just fired your ass. So if you cannot sit and take constructive criticism, if you cannot deal with the fact that you're on a set and you're doing something stupid and your boss sees it and berates you, I was nice to you the first time. You ain't complied. You didn't listen. So now I gotta cuss your ass out for you to get it. Because clearly you don't understand regular conversation. So now I gotta cuss you out, and now I gotta damn near put hands on your ass. I mean, it didn't get to that point, and I don't think it would have gotten to that point. But now I got to raise my voice and be angry at you for you to listen. So with that being said, like I said, I'm Team Tom Cruise. I have no problem with him losing his shit. And no, it's not the same thing as what happened with, oh my God, he looks so old. I have no problem with Tom Cruise. Or like, this is nothing like the whole Christian Bale situation. The Christian Bale on the set of Terminator Salvation was completely different. But this whole situation is like, he's passionate about movies and movie making. And yes, I'm sure you guys have been listening, but in Hollywood, they've been crying about the fact that a lot of crew members have lost their jobs, how they were going after Ellen because they were cutting corners and hiring people who were non-union to work on these sets, and people are worrying about how they're going to get their meal and how they're going to pay their mortgage. And so, like, a lot of people are struggling. And it's not just Hollywood, it's people in general. So just be considerate of the fact that, yes, you have a job right now, but you're being dumb and you're not, when you don't follow protocol and the rules, you put everyone's life at risk. So let him finish this damn movie. Let's get all these movies done, because right now I'm missing, even though, I said what I said about the whole what is it, HBO Max deal and all that other stuff that's going on. I am missing the theater. I'm missing seeing like big tentpole films in the theater. I do want to kind of get that feeling when going to the movies again, so that way I can go in there and be mad because motherfuckers can't be quiet and stop yelling and getting irritated when people kick the back of my chair. I guess I want that feeling again. And then I can go and have something to bitch about. But yeah, so people being divided about this, you're entitled to your feelings, but for me, I'm Team Tom Cruise. And if y'all were to follow the rules, especially after you already are aware that this film was shut down twice, you would think that in their head they would have had it together, but clearly we got some morons on set, and I gotta cuss your ass out for you to finally get it. I gotta berate you. Okay, so moving right along, we got our last topic, which is Guardians of the Galaxy's Star-Lord has come out as bisexual. Yes, Mr. Peter Quill. Now, I do love Chris Pratt as Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord. I didn't really know much about his personal life then, when he first started playing this role. Like I always thought he was like the cute, adorable type of guy when he was on, TV and stuff, and he was like pudgy Chris Pratt. But then of course he started hitting the gym and he got into shape to play Star-Lord. And I did love the banter on like, where Drax basically read him about his weight in the last what was it, the Avengers movie? I think it was Endgame or was it the one before that? I don't remember. I haven't seen the last two Avengers movies in a while, but I did like the little banter that they had where they made fun of his weight and stuff in there because we all know the past that Chris Pratt has come from. But I hear now that he's married to I think Catherine Schwarzenegger, Arnold's daughter, he has gotten himself fit because when you have a father-in-law like Arnold, who's damn near 80 with muscles, out the wazoo, there's going to be a little competition regards like keeping yourself fit. But there's also been some things about his past where he's uber religious and he attends a church that is anti-LGBTQ. So in the latest comic book volume, which is called I Shall Make You a Star-Lord, Quill is shown bathing with both a man and a woman. Shout out to LGBTQ Nation for this story, by the way. So it says, time to accept the truth, Quill tells them. Marinus is my home. You're my home. Thanks for accepting me, guys. Anytime, place, space stranger, the woman responds. Then the three get closer. So there is a photo that I saw online. What was it? On Comic Canary on Twitter, where they had like a picture of everything. So it says, what I don't think will happen is that this development will spill over into the movies. Now, Chris Pratt attends Hillsong Church, and if y'all know, Hillsong has been under a bit of controversy because its former pastor was caught out there cheating on his wife. And there was a story that Tyler Perry donated some money to him, and I'm looking at Tyler Perry, that old closeted queen, with the side eye, because you're basically helping out a guy who got caught out there cheating on his wife. So you religious people, and this whole story that just came out today about Joel Osteen and getting the PPP loans, when last time I checked, churches are tax exempt. Y'all take donations. So why are you getting the PPP loan? So with that and the Hillsong Church and a lot of y'all anti-gay and all this other shit, but you had a philanderer running your damn church for years. But of course, when it got out, y'all want to clear everything up. So they're saying, like, would they spill this over into the MCU? It'd be nice if they did, but I don't see it happening. One of the things I do want to see, because what I don't get is why aren't there any gay characters or queer characters? This is a broader spectrum. I just call it everybody's queer because that's a broad term. I know some people don't like it. They consider it a negative term. I don't consider it a negative term. Queer to me is unique and different. That's the way I look at it. And to me, as members of the card carrying members of the Rainbow Coalition, we are unique and we all are, unicorns in our own little way. And there's nothing wrong with being unique. I think we need to embrace our uniqueness as humans. So with that being said, I would like to see them put not necessarily Star-Lord. It would be cute. I guess they would have to recast. So there goes the picture from the comic. I would love to see them incorporate that in the cast, but I guess if they decide to revamp Guardians of the Galaxy and they brought somebody in, they could do it that way. I don't think they'll do it in this universe because, I guess he's still pining over Gamora. She got killed off in Endgame. Wait, it was the other one. Infinity War. Why am I thinking? Oh no, my brain's all over the place. There was like 20 goddamn MCU movies. Y'all know which one. The one before Endgame. And then, of course, they killed off Black Widow in the last one. So, I would love to see some queer representation, because what I don't get is that, yes, gays read comics. The queer community, we read comic books. there's a lot of homoeroticism in comic books. So I don't understand why can't that same reflection be on the big screen. I'm hearing we're getting a gay superhero in the Eternals. That's coming out next year. It was pushed due to COVID-19. What was it? In Birds of Prey, Rosie Perez played a lesbian, but I know people want to see that representation. We don't want to just be like, oh, look, that person's gay, but they're not in a relationship. We're not seeing them having a life outside of the superhero world. So we would like to see that representation, not just in TV, because we see the queer superheroes in television. We just don't see it on the big screen. If snowflakes are going to get upset because gays or trans or lesbians, members of the queer community are in the superhero on the big screen, that we're my poor children. But y'all out here looking at got 28-year-old girls looking like they 14, sexualizing them, and that's okay. So we all for pedophilia or just the look of looking at children in a sexual way. But gays is that's where I draw the line. Ciao bye. So I'm hoping. I mean, we're hearing the stories that it's going to be happening and it's coming, and we're going to see that. And I hope that it comes. But I'm not necessarily holding my breath. Not in the cinematic universe, but I do like the fact that or cable streaming services, they're pushing the envelope in regards of queer representation of superheroes, especially on shows like The Umbrella Academy. We've seen it on oh my God, what's the other one that The Boys. We've seen it in what is it, Daredevil. Like we've seen a lot of these shows on television, they have had a little queer representation. So I like that. And then especially a lot in the Arrowverse on the CW, like we have a lesbian Batwoman. So I like the fact that we're getting it in television, but I would love to see it represented on the big screen. So I don't know. Like I said, to wrap this up, I don't think we're going to get it from Guardians of the Galaxy. But it's cute that we're getting it in the comic book world. So we'll just have to live vicariously through the books and the magazines and the graphic novels and all that good stuff. So on that note, I want to thank you all for tuning in to this very short episode of On the Line. But that's the point of why we do this show, is like I just want to get out there and just spew the hot topics. If any of you have comments, be sure to click like and subscribe on the YouTube channel, because we are streaming live on YouTube right now, and all the hashtags and stuff y'all be able to follow. Thank you all for watching on all my streaming services, because we are streaming live simultaneously on Facebook, on Periscope, on Twitter, through via Restream, on the YouTube channel. So thank you all for watching. Once again, I am Kris Avalon, and thank you all once again for watching On the Line. Until next time, ciao, darlings. Shout out to Nene Leaks.